Welcome to the Athena Wellness Podcast, the show that invites you to take a seat around the community fire and listen to stories that inspire. I'm your host, Kathy Robinson, author, coach, and founder of Athena Wellness, a company that's dedicated to supporting you on your journey to live more wholeheartedly. Hello, and welcome to episode 26. Thank you so much for joining me for this shortened Wellness Wednesday episode to help keep your warrior vibe high. Today is the continuation from episode 25, when we talked about the power of rest. Our conversation today is about how to get back to sleep on those restless nights. And at the end, we'll have a check-in with Dr. Robyn on the progress we've both made on our gentle spring reset that we introduced in episode 22. So I invite you to sit back, take a nice long breath to ground yourself in presence, and let's get started. Have you ever gone to bed exhausted only to wake in the middle of the night, unable to get the sleep you desperately need? This can turn into an unending cycle of stress and worry about the sleep you're not getting, the things you didn't get done yesterday, and the full plate you're facing in the morning. The irony is, while those thoughts may be accurate, they're blocking the way of allowing the needed sleep to take its natural course. So how do we relax our grip when we find ourselves in that situation? The most effective way I know is using a sleep mantra, which is a word or phrase repeated silently. This simple form of meditation can be used as a strategy to encourage a state of calm and is a way of shifting your mindset away from racing thoughts, problem solving, processing the day, or concerns about the future. While repeating the mantra, you're less likely to worry or remain tense. And that's because unlike other techniques like counting sheep or counting backwards from 100, sleep mantras help you focus on positive emotions. Here are some guidelines to create a phrase that works for you. It should be short and easy to remember, use language that's comfortable for you, and make you feel calmer and more positive. Here are some examples. I feel calm and relaxed. I release the day. Let it be. I'm grateful for this time to rest. All is well in my world. You can also repeat a single word like peace or ease. When you find a word or phrase that feels comfortable, just repeat it silently to yourself as you lie in bed with your eyes closed. Breathe deeply and slowly, gently bringing your mind back to the phrase if your thoughts wander, and they will. The positive repetition is what creates the subconscious calming effect and replaces negative thoughts and the stressors of the day. And in doing so, the body relaxes, and that encourages sleep. And the good news is, even if sleep mantras don't get you back to sleep, you'll feel more relaxed and rested than if you spent a frustrated night tossing and turning. I'll end with an Irish proverb that goes, "A good laugh and a long sleep are two of the best cures for anything." And my wish for you is, may you have plenty of both. Now let's check in with Dr. Robyn for the progress we've both made on our gentle spring reset. So welcome back, Robyn.
Thanks, Kathy. It's great to be here again.
So tell me, how did the week go for you? What did you set out to do, and how did it all turn out?
Okay, well, it's been a bit of an up and down week. I don't know if I said last time we were having some renovations done, and that actually has been really disruptive. Although the workmen have been great, it's more kind of me anticipating it's going to be disruptive and making lots of room for it. And yesterday down here, the crashing and banging was very difficult to work in. So my aim was to get lots of paperwork done and in the process help clear out my study and just simplify and make space. And I have got some done. I'm pretty happy with the progress I have made, and I just have to accept that life happens sometimes, things can be disruptive, and I've got myself a small task that I'm aiming to get done in the following week in terms of that paperwork, which will get the majority of it out of the way. And I will just feel so much better when I've got all that tax documentation and business documentation completed.
Good. Well, it sounds like it was a good week for you then.
Yeah, it was. It was. And it's, of course, renovating is very exciting. Paperwork's not very exciting, but getting it done is very exciting.
Sure, absolutely. And you mentioned, kind of life gets in the way, and I think that happens to all of us, right? Like sometimes we hit a groove and we feel like, oh, we've got all of this stuff down and we have the best intentions, and then there are times when other things take over, and how do we navigate that? And I think you're navigating it really well. You're getting done what you need to versus what the optimal result might be.
Well, thank you. Yes, I would have liked to have achieved a lot more simplification, but that can't be my priority.
Yeah, that's good. I think it's very wise.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're not beating yourself up over it.
Thank you for that. How about you? How did you go?
Well, as you know, my things were smaller than cleaning my office, and that actually is on my list. I just didn't pick it for this challenge. That is, I'm kind of chipping away at that, much like you are. But the two things that I set out to do the first week, which were not checking my email or news before my morning workout and putting my Fitbit back on so I can move more throughout the workday. I've kept up with both of those. So that feels really good. Going out for a walk midday is just like medicine. That was much needed after the long winter. But my new focus for last week was transitioning to a lighter springtime meal plan. When the cold weather comes, I naturally include more grains into my diet. It's a little bit heavier, and I like to switch that when it gets warmer. So it's been a lot of fun experimenting with a couple of new recipes, and just this combination of minimizing technology, moving, and eating well. And it's just a wonderful springtime boost. So I've been very happy with that.
Well done, and I can hear how much good it's done you.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. All right, we're actually getting on to week 3, if we can believe it. So tell us a little bit about what you'll be focusing on and why.
Well, as I said, I'll keep going with this paperwork challenge, but I think I need to do something just to ground myself a bit more. There's just so much going on that I feel like I need to take a bit more time to stop my brain being so scattered. So I think I'll do that through writing. I've never been particularly good at meditating. I like to exercise, but usually that doesn't focus me sufficiently. So I think writing a page at least every morning is going to be my very small, very simple aim, and taking that time for myself.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And in fact, if this was a coach-client relationship, that would have been my suggestion if you're feeling scattered. That is a wonderful intention to set. So good for you for doing that. And I can't wait now to hear until next week to hear how it all went.
Thank you.
Great. And then for me, I'm going to continue. Those no tech mornings are incredibly helpful. So I'm going to do that. Still move throughout the day and continue with the springtime meals. I'm going for a little bit of enjoyment for this week. I've really enjoyed these culinary creations that I'm making. So I'm heading to the farmers market on Sunday. I skipped a few weeks, but I'm going to try a new dish with whatever I find. And see what I come up with.
Great. That sounds creative and fun.
Yeah, exactly. And for those of you who'd like to join us on this little springtime reset, I'll put a link to a PDF that has examples of the small steps that you can take to refresh your wellness routines, as well as a place for you to track your progress. And you don't have to worry about missing a few weeks. You can start anytime. We encourage our listeners who are playing along to send us your stories. Let us know how you're doing. And thanks so much, Robyn, for doing this with me. And I look forward to next week's update.
Look forward to that too, Kathy. You have a good week.
You too. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know there are many ways you can spend your time. thank you for choosing to spend it with me. Until our paths cross again, be kind to yourself and show your warrior spirit some love. If you know anyone who could benefit from today's episode, please pass it on. And many thanks for supporting the show by subscribing and leaving a review. It means a lot, and it helps others find their way to our circle. And if you'd like access to the show notes, have a question you'd like addressed on a future episode, or would like a transcript of this episode, visit www.athenawellness.com/podcast. Until next time, be well.